And the winner award goes to Daniel.
They said he would never stand again. They said their love wouldn't last. But love has a way of rewriting the impossible. Tonight, the world would see what she saw from the very beginning, a man destined to rise. This is the big surprise. 5 years after their modest wedding in Manchester, Amelia found herself stepping off a plane at John F. Kennedy International Airport, her hand clasped firmly in Daniel's. The city outside pulsed with life, New York, the place where dreams collided with reality. Amelia had only seen it in films before, but now she was here, not as a tourist but as the wife of a man whose name had begun to ripple across international tech circles. Daniel's project, once nothing more than lines of code written in a cramped flat, had grown into something monumental. His software, which used artificial intelligence to predict accessibility needs in urban spaces, had been adopted by several cities across Europe. Governments and private companies alike were paying attention. And now, Daniel had been invited to New York to receive an award for innovation in human advancement, one of the most prestigious recognitions in the field. Amelia, sitting beside him in the black car that drove them past Manhattan's glittering skyline, felt a surreal calm wash over her. The city lights blurred through the window, but all she could focus on was Daniel. He was dressed in a tailored navy suit, his wheelchair polished, his gaze steady but softer than usual. "Are you nervous?" she asked, her voice breaking the quiet hum of the car. Daniel exhaled slowly. "Not for the speech. I've rehearsed that 100 times. I'm more nervous about the weight of it all. About what it means for us." She squeezed his hand. "It means the world will finally see what I've seen all along." When Daniel's name was announced, the applause was thunderous. Amelia's heart swelled as she watched him roll forward onto the stage, his shoulders straight, his face illuminated by the spotlight. For a moment, she was back in that Camden cafe years ago, watching him type with quiet determination. Only now, the whole world was watching with her. Daniel spoke with the same steady voice that had first disarmed her. "I was told many times in my life that my disability would define me. That doors would remain closed. But technology has the power to open doors, not just for people like me, but for all of us. This project is not mine alone. It belongs to every dreamer who refuses to be told they cannot." His words silenced the room, and when he finished, the applause rose like a wave. Amelia felt tears sting her eyes, pride coursing through her like fire. She thought of her mother's warnings, her aunt's harsh words, the neighbors' whispers. "Why tie yourself to a man in a wheelchair?" Now, she had her answer, not in words, but in the sight of Daniel standing metaphorically taller than anyone else in the room. But the true surprise came later that evening, at a private dinner arranged by the award committee. Daniel waited until the plates were cleared and Amelia was sipping her glass of wine when he leaned toward her, his eyes glinting with mischief. "There's something I haven't told you," he said. She raised an eyebrow. "Should I be worried?" "Not at all. But, the project has grown faster than even I imagined. Several American investors approached me this week. They want to expand the company globally. Headquarters here in New York. Offices across Europe and Asia. And," he paused, letting the words hang. "They want me as CEO." Amelia's breath caught. She had known his work was important, but this was monumental. "Daniel, that's incredible." He smiled, but it wasn't the triumph in his eyes that struck her most. It was the gratitude. "None of this would have happened without you, Amelia. You stood by me when no one else believed. You sacrificed when the world said you were foolish. This surprise, this life, it's as much yours as it is mine." In that moment, Amelia realized the true magnitude of her choice years ago. She hadn't just married a man in a wheelchair. She had married a visionary, a fighter, a leader who had changed the world. And in doing so, she had rewritten her own destiny. That night, as they returned to their hotel overlooking Times Square, Amelia stood at the window watching the city that never slept, its lights dancing like stars. Daniel wheeled up beside her, their reflections merging in the glass. "Do you regret it?" he asked softly. She turned to him, her eyes shining. "Never. I only regret that the world couldn't see sooner what I saw from the beginning." Daniel chuckled, reaching for her hand. "Then let's make sure they never forget." Outside, New York pulsed with endless possibility. Inside, Amelia knew their journey was only beginning. The surprise that had awaited her in marriage wasn't just recognition or success. It was the realization that true love does more than endure, it transforms, uplifts, and redefines what's possible. And as she held Daniel's hand that night, Amelia finally understood, she hadn't chosen the harder path. She had chosen the greater one. She married a man the world pitied, and ended up with a man the world applauded. Love without limits became a story of triumph without end. Because when you believe in someone's heart, miracles are never far away. This was the big surprise. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because someone out there needs this reminder. True love always wins.